Great swing off the sideline, back to Ben Laurie. Laurie looking for Costello. Costello to Jackson, and Erickson. Erickson swings back to Tunnell. Diving attempt. Olsen still comes up with it. Swings back over to Lavoliet. Over the head of Choi, Dylan Larberg with the D.
Squandered red zone opportunity. Let that backhand just float and take off.
Proves costly, I'm sure. Now swinging it around. Stephen Darrow with the disc back to Dalton Smith. Matt Jackson in the center of the field. Launches. Dan Emmons tracking it down and jumps into the end zone. Knowles with the disc. Over to Little. Little in that power position. Looking up line. And a layout D by Jake Anderson on Robert. Atlanta has the disc.
Certainly the opportunity Atlanta was looking for, but will they capitalize?
Olsen over to Sears. Stanley Peterson with a layout D.
Plenty of time yet for this hustle team to claw their way back in if they can fine-tune some things here.
Dalton Smith with the disc, dishes it over to Matt Bennett. Matt Bennett to Dylan Larberg, but not quite there. Anders Olsen with the D. And a quick turn. Olsen with the grab right outside the end zone. He looks for Little. Little, the upside down scooter. Over to Laviolette. Laviolette still not in. Looking for that easy in. Sun Choi advances the disc 10 yards. We see Dylan Tunnell running deep, sets up for that deep huck. And Atlantic. Costello there on the mark.
Jake Anderson up top a little gimpy after.
Tunnell with the big hammer right outside the end zone to Smith. It's a 3-on-1 right now. Bennett catches up. And Matt Smith with the...
An avalanche. Only they couldn't capitalize in the end zone. Just too low, too far out.
Now Atlanta's swinging it all the way across the field. We have Taylor, the big backhand, hanging, and the diving attempt by Max Leonard. Slack on the far sideline. Swings it back to Laurie. Laurie continues over to Malachek. Malachek with that IO to Costello. A great continue to Jackson in the end zone.
Offense, and they'll certainly need all 21.
So Atlanta takes it from the break mark. Quick launch into the end zone. Chris Larberg. And a tip by Chris Larberg. Dallas back on offense.
That wasn't the first throw of their possession. That was behind the cutter. They finally paid for it.
Bobbling catch to Peterson. It's up in the air. Can Matt Jackson come down with it? And he toes it in.
At the buzzer.
It is at the buzzer, right into half. The disc is...
Came in at the last second. It seemed like that was all but foregone.
And Tunnell invoked the integrity rule, calling a foul on himself, which is why Dallas received a 10-yardage advantage. Now Dylan Larberg back with the disc. Swings over to Matt Bennett. Matt Bennett sees Dan Emmons streaking deep. Dan Emmons tracking it down and scored. I'm surprised he threw it.
I am too. I don't blame him though.
Choi in power position. Launches a big backhand to Little. Bacon trying to catch up. Not enough room. The ultimate disc without heckling.
Never quite understood that.
Dylan Larberg launches one to Thomas Slack. Thomas Slack tracks it down. Sends to Stephen Darrow. Darrow to Laurie. Laurie double teamed, leaves Bennett unguarded. Swings it off the sideline back to Laurie, all the way across to Jake Anderson. Anderson finds Dalton Smith, back to Laurie. Give and go. Strike cut to Dalton Smith. Another strike out to Ben Laurie. in that power position, but all same third receivers. Dalton Smith with the big swing around to Dan Emmons. Emmons plucks it out of the air, finds Jake Anderson upfield. Anderson with the flick to Smith, Larberg. Larberg to Darrow. Now Laviolette with the disc. Sends to Haskell. Haskell deep. And J.P. Burns puts the Nell to Choi. Choi toes it in. Still in bounds on the sideline. Looking to break off the sideline. Oh, Reed Bacon bids for it. Turns out the disc misses both he and Vicroy. Dallas pick it up right at midfield. Kevin Christian with the disc, launches big lefty backhand, looking for Chris Larberg. Don't know if it'll stay in. One toe is in. Choice, or Laviolette starting with that deep initiation, but some miscommunication, so it's a turnover.
Not to mention the very poor initiation throw.
Right. And